just a curiosity. If America is building the country that it's building, the founding fathers, and they're going through what they're going through, I applied for a job when I was 21 years old when I got out of the military, and I'm dating a girl who's working on Morgan Stanley Dean Witter. I know nothing about securities, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, nothing. I'm a 1.8 GPA kid. Mm-hmm. I'm a Hummer mechanic. This girl's like, hey, listen, you got to get into financial services. I send my resume to everybody. I have no clue who Goldman Sachs is at the time. I send my resume. Do you realize I wanted to see the reaction of the people who saw my resume? My resume showed Haagen-Dazs, Bob's Big Boy, Burger King, military, and Bally Total Fitness. I wish I would pay money to see the reaction of the hiring manager that says, what the hell is this guy thinking about sending a degree, a resume like this to us? But I was oblivious. Goldman would never hire somebody like me. Mm-hmm. My pedigree, my background, who I was. So Goldman had high standards. Don't you think a country who offers as much as we do, our filtering system of who we must keep a higher standard to, what people have to do to earn certain things versus trying to please everybody? Yeah, I don't know if I can explain this properly. Look, I'm a byproduct of immigration that ended up being here. And when we came here, we didn't have a lot to offer. I'm thankful for it. I'm not coming from that point of view. All I'm saying is, if we are from the mindset of, here's everything America offers, what do you bring into the table? Okay? So for me, I'm like, I'm going to pay my debt off by serving your country, okay? And I'm going to pay my debt off to you for America giving me the opportunity by paying a lot of taxes, creating jobs, and not having to rely on the government so taxpayers don't have to help my family out. And I'm just going to be a citizen that gives back to this country. What happened to what do you bring to the table? What happened to what do you bring to America? What happened to what do you offer us? Instead of, let's just take everybody. It's like tomorrow Goldman Sachs announces and says, look, we're offering jobs to everybody. We don't care if you got anything. We don't care if you got a background. We don't care if you got anything. If you've never had a job before, we're hiring. That would be ludicrous for Goldman Sachs to announce something like that. If America was supposed to be that country, why do we drop our standards and turn it, instead of keeping high standards for people, we're almost begging people to say, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. Let us take care of you. Oh, it's okay. Not what are you going to do for us? When did that shift take place?
Well, I understand. I mean, this is outside the immigration policy is not my area of expertise, but I'm familiar with some of it. But it happened I think in the 60s, when they decided to broaden immigration so that we'd start bringing in a lot more people from the third world. But I think the real motives behind it were even at the beginning, a calculation by the Democrat Party that they were going to be the political beneficiaries of greatly expanded immigration. And there were standards, there were efforts to protect the border. Obviously, even as recently as Bill Clinton, was concerned about protecting the borders. But we've very quickly had political power taken over in the Democrat Party by radicals. Part of this radical left-wing ideology that dominates the Democrat Party today is a belief in globalism. They think, and the seeds of globalism, it didn't start with Joe Biden or in recent times, but the concept of globalism really has a long history. But really, concept of globalism and internationalism, at least as far back as the aftermath of World War II. But before that, that's why the United Nations was established. That's why we have World Court. That's why we established NATO, and then the European Union came along. In academia, the concept of the nation state got a bad reputation as a consequence of World War I and World War II. Oh, nationalism and patriotism, these things result in wars. And so we need to create a global citizen, people who identify with a one world order, and go beyond the nation state. And the League of Nations was an early attempt to do that. The United Nations was an attempt to do that. They would never, the elites and the globalist elites who believed in this philosophy never explained that as the reason to the American people, because that would be extremely unpopular. Americans throughout most of our history have been patriotic and don't think nationalism is evil, and it isn't. But we fought a lot of wars in the name of globalism, all right? But we haven't been explained to us that way. That's why the United States has been all over the Middle East, engaged in wars where it's very hard to find an American national interest, all right, that is justified. For example, by the Afghanistan war, where we've had people there for a long time.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.